on stage, in workshops,
This is Megan.
and in TV and film. Puppetry is an art form known for entertaining, but it's also a platform for social and political commentary, fusing tradition with technology. Welcome. Hello. To the enchanting world of puppetry.
Look at that. Focus, out of focus.
On Lake Ontario is a magical shop called Puppet Island. Tucked away from the hustle and bustle of downtown Toronto is where you'll find Jamie Shannon.
I make puppets and puppeteer and make television shows, and I'm very lucky to have done it my entire career. Yeah, this is Mona. This is like probably my most famous character.
Jamie's puppets have graced well-known children's shows, from Nanaland to the teen staple Mr. Meaty.
Do you know that scene in Return of the Mothman?
What's the definition of puppetry to you?
I guess bringing the inanimate to life. You get to design right from the beginning, and then you give it a personality.
Spellbound by the charm of puppetry,
Good morning.
we couldn't resist the urge to create our own performance.
We have a special guest joining us, Mark the Shark.
Thank you, Blah. It's, is this thing on?
But beneath the playful veneer lies a deeper motive for the award-winning puppeteer.
You mentioned that you feel lucky to have been able to do it for so long. What is it that keeps you going?
It has influence. It's what people watch for entertainment. I still think puppets can save the world. I was always motivated by saving the world with puppets. Happy people to you.
And Jamie isn't the only one. In the heart of Atlanta's vibrant arts district is North America's largest nonprofit dedicated to puppetry. The Center for Puppetry Arts blends education, a museum, and performance all under one roof, where you can visit with old friends like Kermit, Gonzo, and Big Bird, and learn about the history and future of the art form. Kelsey Fritz is the museum director.
People are always shocked when they're like, oh, you didn't realize that puppetry could be so cool for adults too. But it really is. Through puppetry, you can express things that might be hard to express if it was done through actors.
What do you see?
Puppetry, in its various forms, dates back thousands of years and has been used around the globe, theatrically, for ceremonies, and for social activism. The center has the largest Jim Henson collection in the world, with some of his groundbreaking productions, The Muppet Show, Fraggle Rock, and Sesame Street.
He really cared about the puppetry community as a whole, both domestically and internationally. So in addition to being known for film and television, he also did a lot to support puppeteers and performers from all over the world.
Henson was a visionary. He made characters household names as he educated children, and he showed adults that puppetry could tackle serious subject matter.
So, Jojo, do you recall seeing one of these before?
He also embraced technology, helping to redefine the way puppets are made and used for TV and film.
And this is the main puppet building shop here at the Center for Puppetry Arts.
In this workshop, puppets transform from wood, fabric, and string into mesmerizing characters. Jason Hines has been the center's resident puppet builder for more than 20 years.
We don't specialize in any one type of puppet, so it really depends on what type of show we're doing. There's some shows that are all wooden shows. There are other shows that are all fabric. Sometimes we do a lot of sculpting clay and molding and casting. So there's a lot of skills that go into it. So we have a whole bunch of hand tools here.
Creating a puppet can be a slow process, but thanks to technology like computer modeling and 3D printing, it's become more efficient.
Pull them off of the print bed. You can see we have two of the hands. I've used it for a lot of things. I've mostly used it for mechanisms because you can get really precise. These are two the mechanical pieces that I made for a puppet mechanism, and this took about a day, but this is one that I was able to print in just a few hours.
Puppetry is having a moment. From Broadway hits to films like War Horse, Star Wars, and The Little Mermaid, puppets are taking center stage.
It's really difficult to turn on TV and not see puppets on commercials, shows, movies have puppets in it. There's so many big stage shows right now that have puppets in it. I don't see how anyone could think that it's a dying art form because puppets are everywhere.
What's up?
And that's where Raymond Carr injects the traditional art form with a modern cinematic edge. Today, he operates from his Atlanta-based studio.
So these are some of the puppets that were used in an exhibit that featured my short films.
This master puppeteer is known around the world for his daring work in science fiction and horror for a more grown-up audience.
I find myself pushing to blur those lines and also not to be pigeonholed, to be one or the other, because I love children's television, but I also am an adult, and I like telling stories that are relevant to me as an adult.
I'd like to welcome you to Futopia.
Raymond's work can be found in popular shows from Doom Patrol to Atlanta, rewriting what traditional puppetry is and looks like. Puppetry with mature themes and conversations.
I almost didn't recognize you with that blood everywhere.
So this is a miniature ship that we built for our film Joyriders.
These two hand wheels controlling the rotation of the spaceship.
My last film that I made was a film called Joyriders. The conversation in the short is whether or not you use your abilities to help your community around you, or whether or not you have any obligation to that at all. So it was comedic and it was flashy, but it also was saying something. And then this one is a practice puppet.
And when he started in the 90s, he only knew of 2 other black puppeteers.
Because there's so few of us traditionally in those spaces, you oftentimes become the sounding board and the lead person talking about everything that is relevant to the black community. It can be kind of daunting, but I feel it as an educational opportunity. This is a poster from our film Hitori.
Raymond's work showcases puppetry as a versatile and powerful art form that continues to evolve.
I can't get out!
Setting the stage for new heights and future puppeteers.
This is getting weird.
It's an exciting morning at Creve Hall Elementary School in Nashville, Tennessee.
Good morning. I am Miss Megan, and I am a puppeteer on Sesame Street. Have y'all ever watched Sesame Street before? Yeah?
Special guest Megan Pifus is set to amaze the dozens of wide-eyed kindergartners with her puppetry talent.
Junebug, look at all of these friends we have. Y'all gonna be my friend?
What these young minds don't know is that she isn't just a puppeteer, but a trailblazing artist. Megan is Sesame Street's first full-time black female puppeteer.
I still don't know what I want to do yet.
Alongside iconic puppets like Big Bird, Elmo, and Cookie Monster, Megan's own character, 6-year-old Gabrielle, also calls Sesame Street home.
One of my favorite pictures is from my first day on Sesame Street, because after we finished recording, everyone gathered around to take pictures of me and Gabrielle. And I was wondering why is this so important? And that kind of made it click to me too, that it was a historic moment. And I remember looking at her and I just smiled and I hugged her as if she was a real person.
Megan's journey as a puppeteer began when she was just 10 years old. Watching and studying VHS tapes of her puppeteer and ventriloquist idol, Sherry Lewis.
That's how I feel. Right, and don't you forget it, right?
Right, all right.
And as a shy young Megan developed her craft, it filled her with new confidence.
Puppetry helped me find my voice. I lived deep inside of a shell. I was afraid to express myself and afraid to share the creative ideas that I had. So once I found puppetry, eventually I felt comfortable speaking on my own and singing on my own.
When I grow up.
Megan now shares that confidence with millions of kids who tune in to watch. Broadcast in over 150 countries, Sesame Street has been educating and supporting children for more than 5 decades.
I knew the importance of that character and the impact that she would have on girls of color around the world, because she's not just a Black American girl. She represents children of color.
Megan and Gabrielle help children to learn, have fun, and to understand profound social issues.
My very first opportunity with Sesame Street was breaking down racism for kids. Breaking down the June 2020 George Floyd protests. And Gabrielle's line, I'll never forget, is racism is when someone treats you unfairly or unkindly because of the color of your skin. So Sesame Street has the ability to take these ginormous issues, ginormous world issues, and bring them down to where a child can understand them, process them, and respond to them.
On the street where so many famous characters and puppeteers have made history with their performances,
You can stand up and dance.
Megan is a shining example of the future of puppetry.
I see puppetry growing amongst the new generation, and so I just see the genre expanding immensely.
Hey, you can be high five. You want to do a high five?
I hope my legacy is spreading hope and joy throughout the world. Simple as that.